Hey there. Today, I want to talk about something that's probably sitting in your wallet right now, and you might be using it every day without giving it much thought. That's your debit card. Now, I know for a lot of us, debit cards feel like the safer choice. After all, it's your own money, no credit card bills to worry about later, right? But here's the thing. There are some big reasons why you might want to reconsider reaching for that debit card next time you make a purchase. So, let me ask you this. Did you know that using a debit card could actually put your bank account at risk? Sounds a little alarming, right? But stick with me, because I'm going to walk you through why that is, along with a few other reasons why a debit card may not be the best option for your everyday spending. And by the end, I promise, you'll be much better informed about how to protect your money. Ready? Let's get into it. First off, let's talk about fraud protection. One thing a lot of people don't realize is that debit cards don't have the same level of protection that credit cards do. If your credit card information gets stolen, federal law limits your liability to just $50, and a lot of credit card companies won't even charge you that. But with a debit card, the story is very different. If someone gets a hold of your card or card number, they can drain your entire bank account. And depending on how long it takes you to notice the fraud, you could be on the hook for hundreds of dollars, or worse, your whole account balance. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, well, my bank has fraud protection on my debit card. And that's true, to an extent. But here's the catch. When a fraudulent transaction happens on your debit card, it's your actual money that's gone. While the bank investigates, your funds are tied up, and that can mean missed bill payments, overdraft fees, or even bounce checks. It's a real mess. With a credit card, on the other hand, you're dealing with the credit card company's money, not yours, so there's a buffer there that protects your day-to-day finances. Alright, let's switch gears for a second and talk about another downside to debit cards that not many people think about: missed opportunities. By using a debit card, you're missing out on rewards and perks that come with a credit card. Many credit cards offer points, miles, or cashback on everyday purchases: groceries, gas, eating out, things you're probably spending money on anyway. Debit cards don't give you that same benefit. So, if you're not earning anything back for your spending, you're leaving money on the table. And speaking of leaving things behind, debit cards won't help you build credit. I think this is one of the biggest reasons to reconsider using your debit card for most purchases. Having good credit is crucial, whether you're planning to buy a home, get a car loan, or even qualify for a great rewards credit card in the future. Every time you use a credit card responsibly, by paying off your balance in full each month, you're helping to boost your credit score. Debit cards don't show up on your credit report, so they don't do anything to help build or improve your credit history. Now, I know some people worry about the temptation to overspend with a credit card, especially when you're not seeing that money leave your account right away. And I totally get that. It can be a challenge to stay disciplined, but here's a tip: treat your credit card like a debit card. Only spend what you know you can pay off in full each month. That way, you avoid interest charges while still getting all the perks that come with using credit responsibly. And I have to mention one more point that might surprise you. When you use a debit card, especially for things like hotels, rental cars, or even gas stations, your funds can get tied up. Here's how it works. Let's say you book a hotel room with your debit card. The hotel will put a hold on your account, not just for the room rate, but for any potential incidentals, like room service or damages. That hold could last several days, even after you've checked out. And if you're not careful, it could lead to overdrafts or prevent you from accessing your own money when you need it for other things. So, let's recap real quick. We've covered a lot of ground so far. We talked about how debit cards leave your money more vulnerable to fraud, how they don't offer the same rewards or perks as credit cards, how they don't help build credit, and how they can tie up your funds. All of these are pretty significant downsides when you think about it, right? Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but what about budgeting? Isn't it easier to manage your spending with a debit card because it's your own money? And sure, that can be true for some people, but here's another way to look at it. Many credit cards now offer budgeting tools, spending trackers, and alerts to help you manage your finances. Plus, if you set a rule for yourself to only spend what's in your bank account and pay off your balance in full each month, you can still have all the control of a debit card while enjoying the benefits of credit. So, what's the takeaway here? I'm not saying you should never use your debit card. There are definitely times when it makes sense, like when you're taking cash out at an ATM. But for most of your day-to-day purchases, a credit card is probably the better choice. It protects your money, rewards you for your spending, and helps build your credit, which is something your future self will thank you for. If you're still using a debit card for most of your purchases, I'd encourage you to rethink that. Take a look at your spending habits and consider making the switch to a credit card. Even if it feels like a small change, it can have a big impact on your financial security and your future financial opportunities. Alright, that's it for today's discussion. I hope this helped shed some light on why you might want to reconsider using your debit card so often. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. Do you use a debit card for most things? Or are you already using mostly credit cards? And if you found this helpful, don't forget to share this with someone who might need to hear it too. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I'll catch you next time.